When the season turns to spring, Layla and Pete's thoughts turn to corn snow, spring powder, and another run through the trees. This year they headed north to Canada in search of one last run.
On the left side, but north wind moves to our right. It looks like it's probably what it works. 1-2-12 wood to the right, and it looks pretty flat there. Okay, and now it's 1 is exactly on we were 1 if I was 180 to that. Can I still use those flags? You can still use those flags if you need to, but it looks like you're on the same orientation given the wind direction here now.
Each run begins and ends with a climb in and out of a helicopter. Not a lift for the faint of heart or the claustrophobic.
Mini? Mine? Mine?
Not mine. Are these yours?
Let me see if I can do that.
Thank you.
There are no lift lines or chairs, but you have to find your skis, unbundle them and gear up for each run. Then, bundle them back together and do it all over again.
Your backpack's over there, Photo. Over here.
Yeah.
let's get it while the light's good. I'd like you to ski to the left of my track and then follow me into the basin. I'm going to avoid...
Up here, the runs are named, but there's no trail maps to lead your way, so you better listen to the guides.
Okay, so it's not all that far to the pickup. And the light is still black. Yeah. You know.
So folks, listen up for a moment. We're going to ski in the middle here for this next pitch. If I stop, make sure you stop above me here, because maybe I stop above a cliff. Yeah, let's keep skiing. You can follow up. So, one at a time here. We're going to get into the bottom where it's the most supported, and then we'll start skiing down. So give quite a bit of space. You know, once they're halfway down, the next person can go.
Jesus!
Pretty straightforward. There is a traverse to the right. So there's a traverse to the right coming up. Don't ski past that. When you see it, take it to the right. Again, a little bit of space. I'm going to set the far right boundary. Okay, so just stay between my track and these tracks. And I'll just make sure we don't go too far.
Alright, so there's going to be a couple crevasses here that we're going to watch out for. You need to stay either in my track or very close to my track. We're going to navigate some of these, and then I'll regroup after that, and then we'll continue skiing. Okay folks, follow me down here. There is a, if you guys can just move this way a little bit, see right behind you, that's a crevasse. That sag between you and the ridge there is quite a big crevasse. There's 4 meters of snow on it, so I feel quite comfortable. That's why I crossed it. But just to identify the hazard, there's another one of those down here that comes across the mountain, and it's just off to our right here a bit. I'm going to set the right-hand boundary. Everybody ski to my left, please. So we'll just over to your left here. That's a cliff that will end your day. All right, maybe even more than just your day. So we're gonna stay right in the gully here. Do not go to the left. There's a big cliff there. We're gonna stay right in the gully. I can see the flag down there on the edge of the cliff.
The first runs of any trip start with some nerves and getting your ski legs. Watch the guy in the blue jacket. The jacket he earned skiing 1,000,000 vertical feet. We found the corn snow, soft and slushy, steep in places, fun everywhere. Skiing with the lead guide meant you were with the best. It also meant you tested some runs, and they tested you.
Okay, good. We're almost there.
Jetzt steht da, dass er gerade aufnimmt. Okay. Hallo Kamera. Oh. No need. No need for war er denn am Blinken oder nicht?
Nee.
Okay.
Riecht ganz schön.
Ja. So viele Treppen drin.
Ja, genau.
You didn't always know what lay in store when you dropped in. At this scale, and all in white, it wasn't obvious how steep the pitch actually was. You've come for all the skiing, and the big open runs may burn your lungs and legs. Floating down in rhythm makes it clear that the next run might just be the best one ever.
That was awesome.